Well, there it is. We climb the mountain, then we run across that ridge to the top.
Jeez.
So the heaviest climbing is the middle section. That's where all the switchbacks are, the W's. The lower section is more momentum, sweeping curves back and forth for the most part. The start line, the time really starts right from the start line, because I could do this 90% flat. I should do it absolutely flat, but it's quite a corner by the time we get here because the car launches so fast. And we have a lot of speed at that start line. I'll bet more than anybody else. And then this is easy flat, and I just got my foot down. Then you go for a nice run. And then here I had to be careful not to over brake because of the regen. Sweeping corner, I did that a lot better in the later runs. Flat out as you go downhill here. And then I actually braked, I don't need to, I think I could regen this. Apex a little late down in there, because if you apex late enough, the hill catches you and everything's fine. And this corner is faster than it looks. It's not a tight 90 like so many are. See this? It's more like a sweeper. And the car has a beautiful balance entering a corner like that. And this one has a guardrail on the exit and always makes me a little nervous. And it's a little more than a 90. So you got to apex down in here and track out there, and the guardrail makes me nervous. I think I did all right. And this is almost flat out, and the stability control's working in here. I think it's traction control, actually. And of course we go through there and into the S's. I felt like we were really fast in the S's, doing this almost foot on the floor. Back to the left, and then back to the right. We're really moving at this point when we go back to the right, and it hooked. Can brake late here. It stops so fast, don't over brake. Lay it down in there. It just hooks up beautifully, and then full power as we go around this short run to another 90. So that's a brake marker. Somebody locked them up good. This one's not quite as tight as the first one. And it goes immediately right, and you shouldn't be getting a brake there. A brake lockup, that's pretty radical. And this is flat out, and we're going pretty fast by the time we get here. And I think I can go all the way up that hill before I brake, and I haven't been brave enough to do that yet. I brake back there. I think I can brake here and make it easily. And back off the brake, and the regen helps set you into the corner. This is a long corner, it's not just a 90. Make sure you wait till late in the hay bales, then you can go. I put the GTR on that dirt pile in my first practice day. That was dumb. Now we're going to a fast left-right. This leads to engineers. See, this is kind of fast. It's uphill, catches the car, carry a lot of speed in. This corner should be flat, and I wasn't able to quite do it flat, and I was getting a lot of stability, or traction control through here. You really need that corner to be flat out because it leads down this long straightaway. Now we're going to engineers, which will now be known as Josh's Corner.
Oh dear.
A lot of people wreck here, rookies. But you can stay in it, and what I always used was this culvert. I'm like, okay, I stay in it and I look for that culvert. And I go by that culvert, I know I'm going to engineers. And then I wait for these black stripes and brake. I didn't push it too far, but the car stops really well. Josh went right there, straight ahead. See that tire mark? He went in there, down in the trees, down in there. Some of them go here. He wasn't even close. So this is very tight left, tight right. I want to do this flat, and I just can't quite get myself to because we're leading to another long acceleration zone. This was easy flat at our power and grip level, so that was good. We're going to the picnic ground. steep uphill. Steep uphill. And I think I did this flat. I wanted to. I tried real hard because it's so important leading onto the straightaway. You have a bump right in the middle of it, but it seemed to soak that up all right. And your speed should carry you out here. I sort of drove out here, so I think there's a little bit more if I do it really, really well. So this is the picnic ground. Barbara, did you bring that water with you?
Yes, I did.
Oh, you're so on the ball.
I can hear it in your voice.
And I was looking, we're doing over 100 here. 107 when I quit looking. Thanks. And I braked about the hay bale, which is pretty late. You can see the guy that locks the tires up. This is not a tight corner either. That's fast. I felt like we carried a lot of speed. I was right on the concrete there. They say it's stripe to stripe, but I think it's okay if you drive over these. Now we're going up to Wiggle to our first switchback, which is Brown Bush. And this might be flat. I always brake here, but I don't think I need to now with the Model 3. Because see, it's super off camber. It's kind of fast, but we made it too easily. There's speed there. Then we're coming up into the Brown Bush switchback, the first tight switchback. Very difficult corner, off camber. Tight, but I feel like we were really fast. And I could tuck it all the way back right, which is important to widen this switchback. And then it's real quiet, and then I just floor it and just drives right off like nothing. I want another 100 pound-feet of torque right there, please. This sweeper leads on a straight. It's important. We're doing it almost flat out because the car has so much grip. It has a very high grip to power ratio. That should really be flat out. I just am not there yet. With a little traction control popping in there too. Easy flat here. Now we're going to what I call curb corner. Because for some reason in the middle of all this, they decided to put a curb in. And this is a late apex. Uphill corner, grabs the car. See that curb? Stupid. You don't need a damn curb. All it does is damage things. Ha! Blue Sky? Blue Sky is not a switchback. It's only a 90. I got that wrong the last several years, but now I have it. 90, then you gas it right here. Gas it. Ha ha. And you accelerate for a while, and then you sort of double apex this. And I drifted in here. I felt like a fast guy. I was hoping the people here were impressed. And then cut through there. Now we have a wiggly run to the next switchback, which is called Heitman's Hill. And I turn way back in here and just drop the inside front right there. And then back this way, almost flat. This is flat. And I set up all the way left to make this hairpin less hairy. Turn all the way down to the inside using all the road, back to power, up the hill. I want 100 more pound-feet of torque right there. And this corner looks a lot like the first one, but it is not as tight. And we are damn near flat out through here. And it's important, it leads onto a very long straightaway. But that corner should be flat out. You should end up on this patch. Easy, flat out through this little kink back to the right. Look at this straight though. It goes and goes. We're going to Gillies Corner. I almost wrecked the Nissan here before I actually did wreck it at the sump. Because it was fast. Look at this straight. On and on and on. We got all the way to 5th gear in the GTR. I never looked to see what the Tesla was doing. And then I can brake at that last tree. This one's too late. But it stops really, really well. And I'm still braking a little bit early, but that does at least give me a good run through this switchback, which leads, it's called Gillies Corner, leads to the ski area. So named because it used to be a ski area in the old days. And you go far left, you can see some brake lock up there. This is more than a 90. I overslowed the first 2 times. The third time I did better, but still not as good. You track out all the way out there. See the tracks? If you're a man, you're leaving black stripes all the way to the dirt. Look at this person just going. That's amazing. Pedal like that at this altitude. This leads to rookies because at least one rookie has driven straight off this thinking he was going to the sump. And you set it up all the way left. It's a little more than a 90. Release the brake, carry speed through here. Don't drop a wheel though, it's too deep. Now, if you look real closely at this view right here, we're going to show you the next one up. Looks a lot like this. But in this one, you go up to where the silver cars are and you brake hard. In the other one, you go up to where the silver cars are and you keep your foot in the gas all the way until you see the guardrail. This is the sump. This is where I crashed the car big time. I was coming up here thinking I was in the next corner up, going to the switchback below Glenn Cove. But I wasn't, and I didn't realize it till I was about here. And I was going 120 miles an hour, and I jammed on the brakes, and I went off that ledge at 77 miles an hour and into that hole in the GTR, and I ended up all the way over there where those little pine trees are. It was sad because it was a really good car, well built. We were going to win by a mile, but I screwed up completely. So this is called Tin Barn, and it's not a tight switchback, it's a big 180. That's another way I've gotten faster here, but it's tighter at the end than it is at the beginning. And it's important to be tight at the end because you want to do that wiggle flat out. And again, we're tickling the inside edge of the road there, going through these wiggles. We're going to the switchback below Glen Cove. Now right here, see, to me it looked a lot like that last corner. And here you keep your foot in it until you see that guardrail. Back there, you've got to brake. You just have to know. And that was my mistake. My mind went up a corner. That's one of the reasons I like to use oxygen, because it helps keep me clear on where I am. We set up way the heck over there. Switchback below Glen Cove. Full power, drive it all the way across the road. This is a switchback, but it has a faster entry. It's really more of a 90. You roar in there and you let it slide out a little bit here in the middle, and then tuck it back for a late apex. I was trying to leave tire marks. I think that last one there's mine. I hope it is. That's where our time ended today. Now we're wiggling on the way. We're going to Glen Cove.